Understanding the Self, Group 2 B.Ed 1A.
Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. We are the Group 2. And I am Bautista Shana Mariela, the leader of Group 2. And my members are De Guzman Jennifer, Nacario Ina, Cruz Bien Angelo, Bantog Joanna Joyce, Bernal Kaila, Baras Rowena, and Mundido Maureen. And today, we are going to tackle the material and economic self, motivation, and emotion. So, let's start.
Material and Economic Self.
Material and Economic Self by William James. William James was the first to teach psychology course in United States. He was also the founder of Harvard Psychology Department, and that's why he was called a father of American psychology. James identified the various components of empirical self. Empirical self is the understanding of ourself and the answer to the question of who am I. There are three components of empirical self. One is the material self, second is the social self, and the last one is the spiritual self. First is the material self. According to William James, it pertains to the object, place, events that people labels mind. For example, my home, my clothes, and my birthday. It also the physical elements that describe who you are. Roland Barthes is a French literary theorist who develops semiotic or semiology, a study of signs that conveys meaning. It was first used by Ferdinand Saussure, a Swiss linguist. It signifies one's self-relationship with other people based on what they possess. Social self affects on how we deal and how we connect and build relationships with others. It also builds and impacts your overall well-being and the ability to meet life goals. Our social self may be influenced by other individuals or other groups. We are joyful because our friends are. We are sophisticated because our family wants to. We are fashionable because we have seen a celebrity that we idolize are fashionable. It's also a reflection and exploring yourself and questioning what you have done today and are you happy. Spiritual self does not have to be religious. It nurtures your deep and inner self. Spiritual self is the beautiful form of yourself and the true personality of you without judging of others. Yoga and meditation is an example of how you take care of your spiritual self.
Religion is about the presence of God who is controlling the entire world. Different people have different beliefs, and due to this belief, many culture has exist. Religion is belief in a God or gods and the activities that are connected with this belief, such as praying or worshiping in a temple or church. There are four characteristics of religion. The four characteristics of religion, there are beliefs or believers, sacred texts and writings, ethics, and rituals and ceremonies. Ritual is a sequence of activities involving gestures, words, actions, or objects performed in a peaceful place and according to a set of sequence. Rituals may be prescribed by the tradition of a community, including a religious community. Design that is characteristic of a rite, practice, or observation, particularly of a religion. An example of ritual is the recitation of traditional vows in a Catholic wedding ceremony. Buddhism. Buddhism is the world's fourth largest religion in the world with over 520 million followers, or over 7% of global population, known as Buddhists. The religion is 2,500 years old. Buddhism is a faith that was founded by Siddhartha Gautama. Buddhism is the main religion in many Asian countries. It is a religion about suffering and the need to get rid of it. A key concept of Buddhism is nirvana, the most enlightened and blissful state that one can achieve, a state without suffering. And next is Christianity. Christianity is the most widely practiced religion in the world. With more than 2 billion followers, the Christian faith centers on beliefs regarding the birth, life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Christianity is an Abrahamic monotheistic religion based on the life and teaching of Jesus of Nazareth. Its adherents, known as Christians, believe that Jesus is the Christ whose coming as the Messiah was prophesied in the Hebrew Bible, called the Old Testament in Christianity, and chronicled in the New Testament. Hinduism. Hinduism is an Indian religion and dharma or way of life. It is the world's third largest religion, and it is the world's oldest religion, about 4,000 years today. With 900 million followers, Hindus believe in the doctrines of samsara, the continuous cycle of life, death, and reincarnation, and karma. There are two primary symbols associated with Hinduism, the Om and the swastika. The word swastika means good fortune or being happy in Sanskrit, and the symbol represents good luck. Islam is an Abrahamic religion teaching that Muhammad is the final and ultimate messenger of God. It is the world's second largest religion with 1.8 billion followers, or 24.1% of the world's population. Known as Muslims, Muslims make up a majority of the population in 49 countries. But not the least in all religion is Judaism. Judaism is the world's oldest monotheistic religion dating back nearly 4,000 years ago. Followers of Judaism believe in one God, who revealed himself through ancient prophets. Jewish people believe there's only one God has established a covenant or a special agreement with them.
Finding and Creating Meaning of Life by Dr. Viktor Frankl. Dr. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian neurologist, psychologist who founded what he called the field of logotherapy, which has been dubbed the third Venice School of Psychology, follow Freud and Adler. Logotherapy developed and a true Frankl personal experience in the Nazi concentration camp. The years he spent there deeply affected his understanding of reality and the meaning of human life. The most popular book, Man's Search for Meaning, chronicles his experience in the camp as well as the development of logotherapy. During his time there, he found that those around him who did not lose their sense of purpose and meaning in life, we are able to survive much longer than those had lost their way. What is psychotherapy and logotherapy? Psychotherapy is a general term for treating mental health problems by talking with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or other mental health provider. While logotherapy was developed by neurologist, psychiatrist Viktor Frankl on a concept based on this premise that a primary motivational force of an individual is to find a meaning in life. Logotherapy developed in a context of extreme suffering, depression, and sadness. And so it is not surprising that Frankl focuses on a way out of these things. His experience showed him that life can be meaningful and fulfilling, and even in spite of the harshest circumstances. On the other hand, he always warns against the pursuit of hedonistic pleasure because of its tendency to distract people from their search for meaning in life. Here are the basic concepts of Franklian psychology. No matter how painful, according to him, suffering is a call to grow and refine ourselves as human beings. Frankl believes that humans are motivated by something called a will to meaning, which equates to a desire to find meaning in life. He argued that life can have meaning even in the most miserable circumstances, and the motivation in living comes from finding that meaning. Frankl argues that in all circumstances, individuals have a freedom, access, that will to find meaning. This is based on his experience of pain and suffering and choosing his attitude in a situation that he could not change. Franklian psychology aims to become aware spiritually and mentally to stand up against diversity. Logotherapy assumptions. Logotherapy purposes that humans have a will to meaning, which means seeing meaning in pain can prefer the individual for suffering. This assumption embodies a significant departure from one's will to achieve power and pleasure. It posits that the discovery of meaning is one's primary motive for living.
Popova discussed Dr. Frankl's work, and he said that there are three possible sources of meaning of life. And these are purposeful work, courage in the face of difficulty, and lastly, love. Purposeful work. Purposeful work means for a person to find the meaning of life, he should have his future goals. Each individual has each own different goals or performance task that needs to perform. So when these tasks or goals are fulfilled, this becomes the meaning of their life. So it means that the meaning of life for every individual is unique since every individual has their own future goals. For example, I dream of becoming a teacher. And my friend dreams of becoming a policeman. Then some dreams of becoming a businessman. So each of us have our own different goals. And that means we have our own different meaning of life. Second is the courage in the face of difficulty. Dr. Popova said that a meaningful life is a life with sufferings. So this means to find the meaning of life, one should recognize sufferings, which include pain, death, and problems. To find the meaning of life, one should accept that suffering is part of life and should have the courage to face these difficulties because suffering is an inevitable part of life. For example, death of a loved one. We can't escape death. Every one of us will die eventually. So, to find the meaning of life, we should accept that our loved ones will live in this earth and will leave us. Then the last is love. Love is the ultimate source of meaning of life. We live our life because of the persons that are dear to us. We live our life because of the persons that we love. This includes our family, our friends, our partners in life, our siblings, and other person that are dear to us. Our meaning of life are based on those people. For example, I love my family. So my source of meaning of my the source of the meaning of my life is my family.